Welcome traders to our end of week technical analysis video. Jumping straight into things here, as you can see, we have recently seen that bullish move continue. We saw that price came down to the depths after surpassing this bottom side support of around 3,270. Price then sort of came up. We tested it one time before we tested it a second time and successfully broke through that level. We then found a resistance at this level, which was sort of the midpoint of this previous range at around 3,315. If I go down to our minute 5 real quick and then just scroll back, you can see that resistance that I am talking about. You can see that price sort of started to stagger around these POIs, and if you remember, we marking these two yellow horizontal rectangles to just indicate sort of this range that we was currently in on the minute 5. And as you can see, we ended up breaking through this level on the higher time frames of 3,315, and then price ended up surpassing this resistance of this small consolidating range that we found on our minute 5 in our last technical analysis video. Going back then to our hour 1, as you can see, we ended up continuing on past this, with price creating a high of 3,436. Price then topped off at this area, and as you can see, if I go ahead and just sort of drag a line here and drag it back, you can see that it is a level which was tested before, after this new all-time high was created back in April. So since then, we have then seen price become bearish. We have seen price drop considerably. We can see that we had some consolidation, some lower time frame ranges, but then lower highs and lower lows were then created, with price going all the way down to the depths of 3,274. Price as of right now is currently on the rise. You can see that here. If I go down to our minute 15 real quick and have a look into more detail, you can see that we are sort of pushing up. So we had this steep drop, we had a couple points tested as resistance, and then we had another drop that price drops further to 3,273. Price then has come up and is now sort of consolidating on a lower time frame range. For example, if we were to do the same thing as we've done beforehand and just grab a box, we could mark this in here, and we'll do the same color scheme as we did last time when we marked in this range. And as you can see, we have this sort of top side resistance and we have this bottom side support, which matter of fact was from this resistance that was found here when we marked in this consolidating range on the lower time frames. So with all that being said, let's go to our minute 15 and just look at what is going on right now. So it doesn't look like there's any high impacting economic events. These are the latest updates for gold. So as you can see, we've had the stock jump in Japan, Taiwan on trade optimism, and Bitcoin soars. So it's not really relative to us. Stocks and Bitcoin is not what we are trading. A little bit more of an interesting one is gold futures rise after Thursday slide market talk. So here you can see that we are now rising after that Thursday bearish push down, and then the final one, which came out 17 minutes ago, is trade hopes feed risk appetite, boosting stocks and spurring Bitcoin. So I know we're not trading stocks and I know we're not trading Bitcoin, but these two do still have an impact on gold, as once people get scared of crypto, they'll come over to forex, and if people aren't really happy with forex, and then they might look at commodities or materials such as gold. So with all that being said, let's continue on with our technical analysis. So as you can see, if we are going to follow suit from this sort of drop here, you can see that we created a lower low followed by a lower high, a lower low, and potentially a lower high. For this to then invalidate itself as a lower high, what we would need, if I go down to our minute 5 again, what we would need here is we would need price to surpass this level here, so this level here. So what we would need sort of is price to push up and beyond this level, creating a higher high than this previous lower high, if that makes sense. I hope you're still with me. So we're looking at around the level of 3,340. So if we see sort of the level of 3,330 surpassed today, the levels that we're going to be looking for gold to come at a stop at will be the levels of 3,340, and then our next point of interest, which is around 3,355, give or take a few pips. So that's sort of what we're looking at. Obviously, there is a bearish scenario here. Obviously, if we follow trend and we follow suit on our minute 5 anyway, if we go to minute 15 actually, since this bearish drop, so this area here, as you can see, this area here was consolidation. This is just consolidation. You can see that obviously we created that high, but then price was just sort of moving in and around this area, creating having a few exhaustions every now and then the final top, almost a fake out, if you will, was the start of this bearish move. So as you can see, we had a lower low followed by a lower high, a lower low followed by a lower high. So again, for this to invalidate as a lower high, we would need a higher high to be created. You could in fact say that we could start here and go off of this drop and have a look at this and say, okay, well, that has gone on to create a new higher high in comparison to this higher low. However, this is not very valid for us, as the timing that this happened was a session change, so we changed into the Asian session at this time. Therefore, once you see sessions change, especially from London to New York and then New York to the Asian session, you will see a drastic impulse or some volatility, and then the market will continue to correct itself. So carrying on, so what we're looking at for today, going on our minute 5, what we're looking for today is if we are going to see a bearish push or a bearish flip from this recent bearish move, if we're going to see a bullish flip, we most likely, we definitely need this level of 3,330 to be broken through. But then we do also have this next level, because what could happen is price could come to this level of 3,340 and then we could just sort of see price plummet again. So for us to be a little bit more confident in this bullish move, we would not only need the level of 3,330, not only the level of 3,340, but also if we can see a break of this next point of interest as well, seeing price continue on to our next psychological level of 3,355. So that is for our bullish scenario. As it goes for bearish scenario, as you can see, we are sort of consolidating between these levels here. What we could see is we could see price test as resistance once again at 3,330 on the lower time frames, with price then plummeting, breaking through the support of 3,320. So if you see these two yellow boxes here, this is sort of like the first indication, if you will, of what we are looking at to definitively understand what way we want to take the market. So for example, like I said just now, if we see price break this level, we're then looking at our next level and then our next level as a bullish move. If price then tests this level as support, as a resistance, we're looking for this level to be broken around 3,321, then a lower level, this level, and then obviously a continuation all the way down back into the 200s. So with that being said, I feel like we have gone over everything that is happening. There is some opportunities for to draw a Fibonacci in here. If I go ahead and just sort of have a look at our minute, hour 1. If I grab a Fibonacci for us real quick and just sort of drag it. So Fibonacci measures the retracement of a market, whether it's bullish or bearish. So what you do is you grab it from the swing high and you take it all the way down to the swing low. So swing high is up here and swing low is here. So we're gonna take it down to there and just sort of see where price is testing at. So you can see that we've seen this with this bearish move. With this is 100% of the move, as you can see, 0 to 100. So that's 100% of the move. And as you can see, price is come back up to test somewhat near the 50% to 61.8% range. So again, what they say in trading is so the 38.2% level is quote unquote the golden level, as is the 61.8 level. So if we do see the continuation, as you can see, hour 1, we are finding a resistance at around this level, which as you can see here, if I go ahead and just sort of extend this over, I'll just draw a line. Actually, you can see that price has tested at this same sort of level as a support, and then even further back you can see that it tested as a resistance. So we are definitely in sort of a no man's land area right now. We're just waiting for a significant move to take place to then actually decide which way the market we think is going to go. Remember, we're not making predictions in these technical analysis videos. We are just analyzing the markets and giving the most probable move. As of right now, there isn't one really. There is still some confirmations to take place. obviously the market has a good amount of time left. If you ever wonder how much the market is open for, or how long the market's going to be open for, you can click this little green dot if you are using TradingView, that is, and it will tell you how long you have. So we have around 10.5 hours of market time left, and that is a lot of room for gold to make its mind up in what way it wants to go. But with all that being said, it is down to this sort of lower time frame, minute 5 resistance and support. Once we see one of these broke, we're looking for our next points of interest. A significant bullish move or a significant bullish flip would be priced moving up to this level here, so around a 250 pip move or 200 pip move, maybe 300 pips from where we are now. And then it will be the same thing, sort of thing for bearish. If we're going to see a continuation of bearish momentum, we want to see sort of price test as a resistance here or resistance here, and then price continue on, passing through not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 points of interest, taking us down roughly the same sort of amount as a bullish move flip. So basically, if we see a bearish continuation, we're looking for this support to be broken through, this place tested as a resistance, and then price continuing on, breaking through all of our points of interest and psychological levels that we have marked in, indicated by our rectangles, and then it's just vice versa for that bullish move. So with all that being said, I feel like that is going to be it for our end of week technical analysis video. I believe it's been an amazing week inside our VIP channel. We have had some technical difficulties with our intraday channel, but do not stress, it will be back up and running before you know it. Remember as well, quality over quantity. We'd much rather send no signals one day rather than sending signals in for the sake of it and then losing you and us money. Remember, this game is a marathon and not a sprint. We don't care about the short-term gains, we care about the long-term gains, as it is something that we want to profit off in the long run. We don't want to just make a quick buck, we want to make a long buck, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, that's going to be our end of week technical analysis video. I really appreciate the support. If you are watching this video and you aren't subscribed to our VIP channel, make sure you go ahead and click that link in the description below, which will take you to our website, and then there will be a link there to take you to our bot. If not, type in on Telegram at XAUUSD admin bot, and if you click that, you will be taken to our support team where they will help you get set up and join our VIP channel. So once again, if you haven't already, if you're not with us in our VIP channel, I highly recommend you to join, as you will have more content and more sort of engagement. You'll have a more family-like experience in our VIP, and of course you will get amazing signals with it as well. So yeah, with all that being said, again as well, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe on this video. We really appreciate the support. Don't forget to drop us a comment and let us know how you are enjoying these videos, if there's anything you'd like to see changed, if there's anything you'd like to see added. But yeah, that's going to be end of week technical analysis. Hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.